Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about something on the show today that I don't normally talk about on the How to Podcast series, or actually on any of my shows. And it's not meant to cause division. It's not meant to make you pick a side. None of that stuff. I'm not into that. I'm not a very political person. If you've ever met me in real life, this isn't something I enjoy talking about. Not at all. One thing I love about podcasting as a podcaster is that I get to meet people and have conversations with people that I probably would never cross paths with in real life, because we're on a different path, we're on a different journey, we have different beliefs, we have different backgrounds, we come from different places. And a podcast is an open door into somebody else's world. And what I love about podcasting is I get to have people on this show and my other shows that see the world through a different perspective, one that I don't have. And instead of focusing on what makes us different, I think podcasting opens the door for us to have time with people, again, that we might not normally entertain. People that aren't normally in our circles. And that's actually a beautiful thing about podcasting. And I think something that the world could model is we can have a conversation, even if we disagree, even if we don't view the world through the same lens, or we have strong beliefs that our guest doesn't hold. Podcasting opens the door to have these conversations in a safe place where we can respect each other. We can agree to disagree. We can state our path. We can state our convictions, our passions, our faith, our beliefs, our political views, things that we hold true. We can even argue on a podcast, but it's a healthy back and forth. There's no name calling, there's no hatred, there's no belittling of others in podcasting. Podcasting is a safe place. A really safe place. That safe place is created by how you build your show, first of all. Keep that in mind. And when you have people on your show who don't see the world through your eyes, I think that's a really good thing. Because the one thing I'm noticing in the world is people pick their bubble and they live inside their bubble. Only the people who think like them are allowed inside their bubble. And if you're not like me, then you're not allowed in my bubble. And what happens when you live in a bubble is that you just surround yourself with people who think like you. I listen to podcasts about podcasting, and I've noticed that certain people are attracted to certain hosts, to their worldview, to their strongly held beliefs. And the group starts to sound like the host. Like, that's influence. When a group of people start to mimic and support and rally around their favorite podcast host, they're typically doing it because they identify with something that the host is doing or believes or says. And when they do that, they self-identify. They put their hand up, say, this is my person, this is my podcaster, and I want to be part of their community because of fill in the blank, whatever that is. And when we live in a bubble, we surround ourselves with comfortable other bubble dwellers who don't rock the boat, who don't think differently than us, and who support what we believe. We surround ourselves with people who insulate us from the people we disagree with. And in podcasting, it helps. I think podcasts allow us to break out of that bubble and connect with people that see things differently. So keep that in mind as we talk about this. In the past, there has been podcasters who have leveraged their influence to preach and to chastise and to propagate their view of the world and to force feed it to people who do not see the world from the same context. And we have people who will go to war on a social platform and say some pretty harmful things based on their beliefs. And some of it is well-intended, like these people truly believe what they're saying, but they don't see the impact of their words and of what they type on social media and what they tweet and what they post. And they don't think after they type. They don't think after they speak. They don't take a moment to pause and reflect and go, is this hurtful, harmful, or helpful? Are my words going to be taken out of context or in context? And am I going to hurt somebody by what I believe? It's one thing to believe something, hold true to it, help it shape your moral guidelines, and it be a guiding path for you. It's another thing to make other people surrender to what you believe and force them to be like you. There's a kindness that's missing in the world when people are more interested in telling you what they believe and forcing you to believe the same thing than people who still hold strong beliefs. We're not going to abandon the things that mean something to us. But there's room. There's room to listen. And I think podcasting can be that. So when you feel compelled to jump onto a social platform and lay yourself bare in front of everybody and get very political or religious, or your commentary is something you're very passionate about, and you force feed it to the world on your podcast, on a social platform, through your newsletter, some people are going to love it, and some people are not going to love it. And some people might get really hurt by some things that you hold strongly to, that they've never walked that path. And I've actually seen examples of this play out in real life, where a content creator, a podcaster, a social media person, a YouTuber gets out in front of the world and says, this is what I believe, and if you don't believe what I believe, you're wrong. And make some pretty damning claims and put people into categories and buckets. I think that's harmful. I really do. Podcasting has always been about free speech. Now, in Canada, where I'm from, it's a little different than America. And I know my American friends are really wrestling with free speech right now. And that's been an ongoing thing in the U.S. for a long, long time. History repeats itself. In Canada, things are a little bit different here, but we still have discourse around who can say what, who's responsible for harming others by what they say. Yes, we all have the right to say whatever we want as a podcaster, but we are also responsible for the impact of everything that we say as a podcaster. It goes hand in hand. We can't separate the two. We can't live in a world where there's no reclamation for the words we've said and the people we may have harmed, or how it was taken, or the spirit of what we said. Again, the moment you hit post, upload, the moment you tweet, all of these things are, you've given your words to the world, and the internet writes in ink, and people are slow to forget when you take your influence and use it to propagate for what you believe at the expense of others. Do I have beliefs? Yeah. Do I have a moral compass? Yeah. Do I have a sense of what right and wrong is from my perspective? Sure. Is it my job to convert you into what I believe? No. That's not the point. But I'm not going to let go of what I believe, and at the same time, I'm not going to force you to adopt my beliefs. I'm going to live my beliefs and what I hold true in public, and if it attracts you, and you're like, tell me more. That's different than me coming on here and telling you to live the way Dave lives. And if you don't live the way Dave lives, you're wrong. And I find that when we live in a bubble, again, going back to the bubble, when we live in a bubble, everyone outside of the bubble is wrong. Everyone outside of the bubble is misguided. Everyone outside of the bubble is stupid, uneducated, dumb, ill-informed, because they don't see the world the way I see it. And that is really narrow thinking. And in a world where people are so quick to make assumptions and designations and decide for you what you believe based on how you look, how you show up, where you're from, your background, that in this moment, it's already predetermined who you are based on who you vote for, who you love, where you're from, the color of your skin, your accent, where you went to school, did you go to school, where you work. So much is wrapped up around our identity. And I find that podcasting is this beautiful space for us to share who we really are and connect with people who really don't have anything in common with us. So if you have a show, let's say it's a political show, and you only bring people on your political show who live in your bubble, who is this show for? The other people in your bubble? How are you going to grow your bubble if you only talk to people who believe things that you believe and only see the world the way you see it? What's the ceiling? How far can you grow this before you've reached your completion? What about bringing somebody from outside your bubble into the conversation? Isn't that a better approach? Yes, as podcasters, we have a platform. We are influencers, not the type that sit on a Jaguar or stand in front of a rented jet. Not that kind of influencer. But we have influence over our audience. People make time for us. People want to hear our opinions. People want to hear the things that we hold true. People want to hear us wrestle with things that piss us off or make us happy. People want to know more about us than just the content we put out every week. We have freedom of speech, but we don't have freedom from consequences. So before you post that post on social media, before you angrily pull out your thumbs and start responding to somebody's post that you disagree with, before you start shaming somebody, before hate clouds your judgment and you jump at somebody without all the information, I want you to pause. I want you to pause before you post that post. I want you to pause before you upload that podcast. I want you to pause and think about this from a different point of view. When you make that content, is it out of hate Is it out of frustration? Is it because you're pissed off? Free speech doesn't mean you're free from consequence. So before you react, I want you to pause. I want you to step away from the mic. The moment you're upset is not the time to record your podcast. Yeah, there might be passion behind your voice, but at the same time, you don't have any of those safeguards. Hindsight is always 20/20. Looking back, you're like, I probably shouldn't have said that to my wife. It probably wasn't a good idea to walk into my boss's office and tell him what I really thought of him. Hindsight's always 20/20. And my encouragement for you is before you go down that path where there is no return, before you attack somebody on X or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or your podcast, before you go down that path, pause and try to think about how the world is going to be different when you hit upload or post or send. Think about that. And if it's not right, wait. Or get feedback. Get somebody that knows you or knows the situation to give you wisdom. I have this saying I use for our meetup group all the time. I tell everybody that joins us, there's wisdom in the counsel of many. When we get together and we lean on each other, we get outside perspective from people who are like, Dave, probably not a good idea to post that. I think you should wait. Clarity always seems to come 10 seconds after you say something stupid or do something wrong. And once it's out there, the damage is done. Protect your brand, protect your heart, protect your audience, and remember, you have influence over your community simply by having this podcast. Yeah, you might talk about sports, you might talk about music or business or mindset, dad stuff or podcasting, but there are people who listen to your show and they look to you as somebody that they admire because you show up regularly, because you give value, because they identify with your voice, because they make room for you in their week. And you can shape what people do, how they think, how they respond, by how you do your show. So instead of bringing on people on your podcast as a host and all your guests match your bubble, my challenge for you is to reach out to people who see life differently. And don't be afraid of that. Because in that, there's an opportunity for you to learn from that person. There's an opportunity for you to build a bridge through your podcast with that person. And maybe instead of being part of the problem, you can be part of the solution. Podcasting is power. It's a powerful thing you have there, that microphone in front of you. Super powerful. Use it for good. Don't be the evil villain. Be the superhero as a podcaster. Remember your audience. Serve them well. And get out of your bubble. It's time to get out of your bubble. So there you go. It's what I've been thinking about for you and for the podcasting community. It's time to do something different. So thanks for listening. Thank you so much for listening to the entirety of the episode, including this part. You know what? A lot of people leave right now. So we'll let them leave. Give them a second to go. Okay, now it's just you and me. We have our meetups that we do for the How to Podcast series. We do them during the week, and we also do them on Saturdays. So twice a week, you have the opportunity to meet other podcasters, just like you. Some people have just started. Some people haven't even released an episode yet. Some have been doing it forever. And we get together and talk podcasting. We want to help you in community to continue with your show, to start your show, to grow your show. So come and meet listeners of this show in one space on meetup.com. Again, through howtopodcast.ca, you'll see the links. It's completely free to join. Come whenever you have an opportunity to come. There's no commitment. You don't have to sign any waivers. You can just come join us. Come join the conversation. We'd love to have you there, because the only thing that's going to make these meetups better is you being there. So I'm hoping you will say yes. And you'll say, Dave, I'm tired of podcasting by myself. I wish there were people I could connect with that are fellow podcasters and share my frustrations with guests who ghost me, and my editing software is crapping out on me, and I'm just having this hard time. I'm just having a hard time coming up with podcasts, episodes, and titles, and all the things, and social media. And wouldn't it be great to get in a room with other podcasters and share best practices and learn? 3 of our 4 Saturdays every month are themed. So you have a topic, but that last Saturday of every month is open question and answer. Ask anything. Come meet a podcaster. Come enjoy the podcasting community through howtopodcast.ca. Come to our meetups. Can't wait to see you there. You're still here. Good. The question came in to me was, Dave, when did you finally feel comfortable enough with your voice? Like you found your voice as a podcaster? When did that happen? And my response back was actually pretty quick. I just said, I'll let you know. Like, I haven't got there yet. And the response was like, their response back to me was like, what do you mean? I'll let you know. You got like 2,000 episodes. Yeah, I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still changing. I'm still not there yet. Even with this many episodes, even with this many interviews, even with this many solo episodes and editing and interviewing and helping others and coaching and meetups and everything, I'm still not there yet. I think I'm getting closer than I was when I first started, but I'm not there yet. So am I fully comfortable with my voice? No, I'm not. I find it odd listening to myself on my own podcast or being a guest on your show. I still find it odd. But then I get people who send me messages that feel comforted by my voice or welcomed by my voice, or they feel like I'm a companion to them. We've never met. And when I'm struggling with the sound of my own voice, to have somebody like you reach out to me and say, Dave, I listen because of your voice. I feel connected to you through your voice. I got to tell you, at first, I don't believe you. I think this is some kind of scam. Like, what do you mean? I'm wrestling with my voice and you're not? So I'll let you know when I feel like I'm finally comfortable with my voice. But right now, I'm still struggling. I'm still trying to figure this out. So if you're like me and you're like, I'm not a big fan of my own voice, I know how it feels because I'm feeling it right now, talking to you right now in this moment. So you're not alone. It's an ongoing journey. It's going to take time. And I'll flip it back to you. When you find out and when you feel comfortable with your voice, would you please tell me? Like, leave me a message at howtopodcast.ca or SpeakPipe or whatever on my website. I'd love to know. Are you comfortable with your own voice? Are you there? And if you are, what does that feel like? Because I'm still in a work in progress. Great question. I'll let you know when I feel comfortable with my own voice. For now, I got to keep recording. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Take care.